So let us go to the exercise number 01. We are in the exercise number 01. As I told, we are going to see in depth of pivots, how to create a pivot table. So we have a small table available here in exercise number 01. Number, maybe it can be a part number, serial number or anything. Zone, south zone, north zone, east zone. And what's the vehicle type? What is the usage type? Part category, service channel, location, procurement cost, handling charges, logistic expense, sales price and margin. We have a table. This table we are going to convert into a report. Before that, a small change I want to do personally, because when I used this page layout, and I have given the headers and footer, that's the reason you can see dotted lines are appearing here. I can see some dotted lines are appearing here, because the reason is when I gone to the page layout, it's showing my page break. This is my first page, this is my second page. So I don't like this page break here in my normal view. It's appearing here because we went here. If we don't do that, for example, when I go to the second sheet, I don't see that page break. If I go to the third sheet, I don't see this. If I go to the fourth sheet also, I'm not able to see it. Here I'm seeing it. The reason is I went to the page break. But I don't like this page break should be seen. When I take a printout, it should appear. That's okay. But in the normal view, I don't want it. So let us go to the file again. I'll go to the file. I'll go to the options. File, options. Advanced. File, options, advanced. Under advanced, when I scroll down further, you can notice there is an option available called a show page break. You can see when I go to the scroll down and I go to the bottom, there is an option, display option for this worksheet, and there is a checkbox called as show page break. This has to be unchecked. By default, it is checked. I have to uncheck it because since I don't like that dotted line should appear in the normal view. While taking a printout, that's appearing fine. But in the normal view, I don't like this. So I have gone to File, Options, Advanced, and I selected the Show Page Break Preview. Uncheck that. Uncheck the option and I say OK. Yes. Now I'm not seeing that page breaks. Okay. The page break is visible. The break is visible since I went to the page layout. Otherwise, the page break may not be visible. Right. Now this data, this is the data. This data, I want to convert this data into a meaningful report. I want to make an analysis. I want to take a decision based on this data. For example, this data I cannot take any decision. It's a simple plain table. I want to know which zone has more sales, which zone has more profit margin. So I want to convert this data into a report. To convert this data into a report, of course, we are going to use a tool. The tool which we are going to use this for creating a report is pivot. But any idea? Based on how many tables can we create a pivot? Based on how many tables? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I can stop. So how many tables can we create a report? Only one table. You can create a report based on only one table. For example, I have this table. I have one more table. Based on these two tables, can I create one report? Which is not possible. You cannot do that as of now. So, but we can create a report based on two tables by using a tool called as Power Pivot. There is one more tool. Morning, so many people are asked for this. Consolidation of sheets, consolidation of multiple reports, writing the formulas, functions, lookup, everything. You can do it by using another tool that is called as Power Query. We had a tool. We had it. Now it's what's not there. Maybe in 2019 they have removed it. We had a tool called as Power View. We had it, the tool. We had it. Now it was not there. So this tool now it's not there as of now. So combination of all these four tools, Microsoft just 11 years before, 29th of June 2015, they have created this tool that is Power BI. You know what is BI? BI stands for Business Intelligence. So BI has arrived here. So if you are learning this Power Pivots and Power Queries, then it means you are almost reaching to Power BI. So it's very easy. Then after that, creating a report in Power BI is very easy. So we are going to the next level, about next level from Excel reaching to Power BI. So to reach the Power BI, these three tools are very vital: pivot, Power Pivots, and Power Queries. Today we'll start with pivot, then we'll see about Power Pivots and Power Queries.
Power Pivot can handle only two tables or multiple?
Multiple tables, more than one. Okay, right. Now, before creating a report, three important concepts you have to understand. First one, maybe three important conditions. I can say it as a condition. Condition number one, no merged cells. You should not have any merged cells. Inside the table, you should not have any merged cells. Condition number one. Condition number two, table should have a heading. Your table should have a heading. Condition number three, heading should be unique. Will you tell me what is the meaning for this? Why I am saying heading should be unique? What is the meaning? What is the meaning for this? Heading should be unique. Same heading should not be repeated. Okay. Because system will not understand. Suppose I am finding the total of a particular column. Which column you want to total? If you have the same heading, then it will get confused. It will throw an error. So same heading should not be repeated. So this is a three important condition before creating a table. But I understood this condition. How do I find this? That's very vital here. How do I know? For example, when I come to my main sheet, I am coming out of this and I am coming to the main sheet. Of course, I can find this very easily. My table is having a heading or not. Yes, I can see there is a heading available. But how do I find whether there is a merged cells? How do I find whether the heading is repeated? Here I can see only 10 columns are available. I can find it. Suppose I have 100 columns. Sometimes I may repeat at the same column heading also. For example, location. I have a location here. I would have given another column in the name of location also. How do we find it? So two things to be done. Before creating a report or before you are sending this file to someone else, please do this. If you create a PowerPoint presentation, before presenting, before sending it to someone else, people will say, please check the spelling and grammars, because that's very vital. Spelling and grammars and designing should be checked when you are sending a PowerPoint presentation. Similarly, before sending an Excel file, before creating a report on Excel, please check these two things. First thing, accessibility. What is that accessibility? Whether the heading is correct, whether you have some merged cells, whether the color background formatting is correct. For an example, assume I have selected something here. Assume that I am giving some color for this cell, some conditional formatting. I did some coloring and I am doing some conditional formatting for this. And knowingly, unknowingly, or wantedly, I am selecting some cells and I merged some cells here. I have merged some cells like this. So somewhere else I have some merged cells. Somewhere else I have given some colors formatting. So like this I did something. Or someone else did it. I want to know this. What is the problem? Is there my data is clean or there is some problem in my data? So go to the tab called as review. Just go to the tab of review. Under the tab of review, when you go to the tab of review, check accessibility. Check accessibility. I say this, make it as a practice, make it as a habit. Whenever you are doing something, whenever you are trying to create a report, whenever you are trying to send the file to someone else, please check this. Check accessibility. Click on this accessibility. It says keep going, but there are some issues. There are some issues. Keep going, but you can use this, but there are some issues. Fix the remaining issues in the document, makes the accessibility to everyone. That means the first one, it's saying the color and contrast. There is some problem in the coloring and other things, background and other part. So here you can see it says hard to read the text. So where is that problem? I want to know that. Just to make a click on it. Yes, it goes through the cell and it says here I didn't give a right color here. And it's giving a suggestion also. Try with these two colors. So this color, when you present it, your audience may not see it properly. So try to use some other colors here. Or if you don't like, you can fill it with some other color also. For example, I'm trying with this color. Yes. And second thing, so that part is over. And it will check whether your table is having a heading, whether the heading is missing, table heading is right or not. And it shows another message here. Use a merged cell. There is some merged cells available in this file. So where is that merged cells? Just click it. Yes. This is where we have the merged cells. You can split it. You can split that. Wantedly I did it, but I don't recommend this. Wantedly I did this merged cells and this merged cells. I will undo that. Right, so please do check the accessibility before doing any activity. Now it says I have checked it and I've changed the color and I removed that merged cells. Now it says looks good, no issues found. So before doing any activity, before sending the file, please do check it. Okay, this is one. Second thing which you have to check, that this is very important before creating a pivot also. Before creating a pivot, this option is very important. For example, I want to know where is the last filled cell of my data, last filled cell. So if I go to this table, I'm going to this table. So I want to go to the last filled cell. So we have a shortcut key available in Excel to go to the last filled cell. The shortcut key is Control End. Some laptops you have to press Control Function End. Some laptops you have to press Control Function End. Some laptops you have to press Control End. Let me do that. Control End. Unfortunately, it should end at column number L and it should end at 210. But in my system, it's not ending at L210. It's ending in some other location. It's ending in some other location in my system. For example, I'll try here. Control End. It is ending at column number Q. There is some problem. Suppose I'll go to the next sheet. Next sheet, I'm pressing Control End. Perfect. It's ending exactly at the F column, row number 210. F210 is my last cell. Perfectly it's ending here. But why? In earlier sheet it's not ending. Excel. We are not using Excel only for analyzing. We are using Excel for everything. I have seen to note the phone number, mobile numbers, to note something, people are starting using Excel. So for example, assume that, for example, in column number T. So I want to note something in column number T. Now I am in the sheet number 2. When I press Control End, it's ending at the F column 2180. Now I'll go to the column number T here in the sheet and I'm typing something here. Just I'm noting something here. And I press Enter to accept it. Within few seconds, I'm deleting the data. I entered some data and I deleted the data. Within few, I didn't even save it. I didn't do any activity. I didn't do any calculation. Just I entered the data. Within few seconds, I have deleted it also. Now, if I press Control End, you can see where its ending is. It's ending at column number T. That means it's considering this also as a part of your table. This is why you would have noted in Excel, the data is very small, but file size will be very larger. It will rotate. It will increase your file size, decrease the system speed, because we are not deleting that column properly. Just to press delete will not work perfectly. So there are some problems here. So here also, that's what I did it in the earlier sheet. Earlier sheet, what has happened is, I have entered something here. So that's the reason it's ending at Q. Now assume that I'm selecting and I'm just deleting it. But still it's not deleted. Still it's a part of the file. That's why it's increasing your file size. To check this, to make your system very faster, to remove the unwanted cells, unwanted columns, unwanted things, what you do is, please do this. Please do this before create. At least that also I recommend, but this one you have to do it every time. Whenever you create a pivot, whenever you send the file, go to Review tab. There is an option called as check the performance of your system. Performance. Click on check performance. Yes. In my system, it says in sheet number 01, there are some problem in sheet number 01. Maybe you may not get a problem here because before sending the file, I already optimized it. Now I have made some changes. That's why it's showing some error, not a error. There are some 8 cells where you have to optimize it. Which 8 cells? I want to select it. Click here and I click that cell. Yes, this is the cell which has to be optimized because I didn't delete the data properly. The data was not deleted properly. Just this is part of your table. So what you have to do it is you have to optimize the sheet. Click on optimize. So it will check with the entire document, not only for the particular sheet. It will check with the entire document and it optimizes it and it makes the system to perform more better after this. After this, your file size will be good, your system speed will be better, and you can create a reports very easily also.
The problem was where what you did.
Optimize. Now I cannot do that. But there will be a button called as optimize sheet.
In that taskbar.
Correct. I will redo it if you wish. I will redo it again in some other area. Maybe
That happened only to that particular sheet.
it will check with the end because another sheet I didn't do any changes. It's as it is. I already optimized it. Maybe tomorrow we'll check adding data and we will add after creating the report we will create do the entire sheet also. Which one? You are saying I am just entering and undoing. One cell it's okay. Suppose 10 or 20 cells then there will be a problem. One cell okay. One cell undo is okay. Or better way is select the entire column and go for delete. That's the easiest way to solve it. But sometimes I may forget it or my team people someone they would have did it. I don't know where is the problem. So it's better to optimize it. So better before creating any report or before sending a report to someone else, my recommendation is please optimize it and clear it. Check the performance and clear it and check the accessibility. At least I can say accessibility may be an optional one. Accessibility will check only with the color, background, headings and other things. But please check the performance of your system before doing.
Optimize only if the whatever content is there in the cell that is deleted. Deletion or
Optimize. Which one?
suppose in R8 I entered.
If the data you will not get deleted. Data will not. Data wherever the data is available, your data will be there.
R8 or O8 I entered.
Data will be there. If you have the data will be there. It will remove the unwanted data, unwanted cells, unwanted colors, unwanted formulas. That part will get entered. If you have some value, it will not delete again. So you can see there is nothing, no optimization. Unwanted data. This maybe it may be wanted for you. So it will not delete. Data will not get deleted. Don't worry. This data I am not deleting it properly. That's the reason it will clear now. Later it will clear now. I deleted but background there are some colors. I would have given some conditional formatting. Based on this I would have written some formula but nothing is there. It will throw an error. So that will be optimized. Is it? Okay now. It should be okay. No, that cell will not do anything now because nothing is there. Put some color on the background. It should. It is working from a very old version of it. You are inserted. Okay. So that is all. Now it will after saving or doing some other activity it will clear. It will be clear. As of now, it will show that. But if you are creating the report, it will not consider the data. It will consider only this. We'll create a report and check.
If you want to put, go to the last cell.
That's what I'm saying. As of now, it will be there. When you close and restart or something, then it will be clear. If you are optimized it.
Yes.
Clear all is okay. Clear all is another better method, or select the entire column and delete it. That's another method. But as I told you, every time we cannot do it. Or someone is sending the file, I don't know where the data is, where to clear. We don't know that. Better to go for check performance. Very good. So, let us go to that sheet and we are going to create a report based on this sheet. So, what's the report I expect is? For example, let us take the zone. Zone wise, vehicle type wise. I want to get what is the sum of all this cost, sum of the procurement cost, sum of the handling charges, sum of the logistic cost, sum of the sales price and sum of this margin. So we have to calculate sum of all this for zone wise and vehicle type wise. Okay. So we are going to create a report, place the cursor on the table. Either place the cursor on the table or select the entire table. Either place the cursor on the table or select the entire table. Could you tell me what is the easiest or simplest method or any shortcut key method to select the entire table? Control A. A small challenge in Control A is, if you are unknowingly pressing the Control A, it may select your entire sheet. So yes, Control A can be used. If your data is tiny, you can go for it. Data is too large, then I don't recommend this Control A. Yes, it will work. But unknowingly, if you are pressing twice or thrice, it may select the entire sheet also. But I want to select only the table.
Control shift down.
Control shift down and control shift right. Correct? But for that, the first challenge is your cursor should be at the very first cell. Correct? That's the first challenge. And you have to press control shift right and control shift down. But one more challenge in this is, when I press this control shift right down, if there is no empty cells, no problem. But assume that there is some empty cell in between it. Then it stops before the empty cell. That's one small limitation in this control shift right. So what is the best method, or what is my recommended method? I recommend the best method to select the entire sheet is control asterisk. But don't do it now straight away, it may throw an error. The reason is, if you have the number pad on the right hand side, some laptops there may be, I think nowadays it's not coming with that number pad. Nowadays the laptop screens are very tiny. So you are not getting the number pad. If you have the number pad, you can go for the control asterisk straight away. Since we don't have a number pad, could you tell me where is that asterisk available on your keyboard? Above 8. Then we have to go for control shift 8. I believe this is the best method. If you press control 8 twice, thrice, multiple times, still it will not come out of your table. It will select only the table. Place the cursor on the table and press control asterisk, control shift 8. It will select only the table. It will never come out of your table. Okay. Let me try this. Control shift 8. I'm pressing twice, thrice, multiple times. It never comes out of your table. It selects only the table. So I recommend this is the best method. Okay.
If there is an empty cell also.
Right. I'm deleting some cell. Control shift asterisk. Right? When you come for a training program like this, you have to do two things. One is learn a new feature and unlearn the old feature. Learn the new feature, unlearn the old features. Okay. Now, either do any one of it. Either place the cursor on the table or select the entire table, whichever is convenient. So I will select the entire table now. Go to the tab called as Insert. Just go to the tab of Insert. Under the Insert, there is a small AI tool also available which we will explore tomorrow. Insert. Under Insert, the first option itself, Pivot. If you want to create a table based on this, I want to create a pivot based on this table. If you are 100% sure, straight away you can click on the pivot table here. Straight away you can click on it. Or go to Insert. Under Insert, there is an arrow mark available. When you go to the arrow mark, you will get 3 or 4 options. 3 or 4. First option number 1, table or a range. You can create a report based on this table or a range. Or from the external data source. If you have the data in SAP, ERP, Oracle, some other source, based on that source you can create a report also here if you have the permission for it. Third, from data model which is graded out, which is deactivated. This is Power Query and Power Pivot. As of now, it's not activated, so you cannot use this. Today or tomorrow, we are going to see how to use this through the data model. Without having the data here, we can create a report. As I told, Excel is not a database. We can have the data in Excel. We can have the data in Power Query and Power Pivot. Create a report in Excel. For that, we have this model. But by default, now it's graded out, deactivated. You cannot use it now. But later session, we are going to do that. And you will see one more option will be there. That is Power BI. If you have a Power BI on your system, you have one more option, Power BI. I think that's very rare. From Power BI, you can get the data and create a report in Excel. But I think most of the people will do it in the reverse. From Excel data, they will create a report in Power BI. Correct? Because Power BI has more option compared to Excel. So now, normally people will not get the data from Power BI and create a report in Excel. If you want, you can do that. There will be one more option called as Power BI. If you have Power BI available, I think you should be having it. Okay. So, but now we are going to go with the first option, from table or a range. Or since I am going to go with the table or range, no need for clicking here and going here. Straight away you can click on the pivot table also. That's also very simple. It always opens with the first option, that is from table or a range. So let me click on pivot table now. Or click on the arrow mark and go for from table or a range. We have 3 options available here. Option number 1, as I indicated, any question, doubts, queries, stop me, ask me there itself, because we are going to start with the basics of pivot. Gradually we'll go to the next level. So insert pivot. The first option, it says, where is your table? I think the table is already selected. And where you want to place this report? Do you want to place the report on a new sheet or on an existing sheet? New sheet means very simple. If you click on new sheet, what will happen is it automatically creates the new sheet before the current sheet. Excel always works with the concept of before. When you insert a, suppose I go to the row number 25 and I am inserting a row, where the row will get inserted? Before 25. Similarly, when I insert a column on M, it will be inserted before M. So Excel always works in the before. Same like if we click on new sheet, it will create a new sheet before the sheet. If we select this option, new worksheet. Or I want to create a report in the existing sheet itself. So when I select existing sheet, but unfortunately when I select existing sheet and I say OK, it may throw an error. The reason is we have to select the location. So 2 things. If you want to select the location in the same sheet, it's very simple. Just go to that sheet and select it. Suppose I want the report in some other sheet. So then you have to do 2 things here. One is select the sheet first, then select the location next. In sheet, in cell. In which sheet, in which cell. If you want to do the report in some other sheet. Same sheet, as I told, it's very simple. Just go there and select the sheet. Cell. That's very simple. We'll see how to use the existing sheet. Existing sheet will be very useful when you make a dashboard. So let us now start with the new sheet itself. Next session we'll see how to use the existing sheet. Now I'm going with the new sheet. So I selected new sheet. Choose whether you want to analyze multiple tables. Based on multiple tables, do you want to create a report? This is called as power pivoting. So please do not select this. Please do not select it. If you select this, some feature in pivot may not work properly now. Now some features may not work. Please do not select it. If it is selected, please uncheck it. Please uncheck it if it's already selected. Please do not select it. I will tell you when we can select this. When we can select it, we'll see in the later part. Now, please do not select it. If I say do not select, we have 10 to select. Please do not do that. Some feature may not work. Please be careful. So please do not select it. Go to new sheet. So new sheet, that's it. Actually, to be precise, we didn't do anything. I selected only the default option. Can I click on OK? Yes. So I click on OK here. Some changes has happened. Change number 1. A sheet has been created before the current sheet. And you can see on the left hand side pivot table 1, where this is the area we are going to create a report. On the right hand side, you can see there is a field list available. One more change. What is another change? A sheet is inserted. OK. And this is the area for creating the report. And right hand side, you can see field. I will explain what is the field list, how to use the field list. I will explain one more changes. Could you tell me what is the one more changes has happened on your screen? Pivot, analyze and design. What is the name of this? Morning introduction, I think I told this. Contextual tab. Very good. Super. A contextual tab will appear from now. From today, we are going to use more on this contextual tab. If this contextual tab is not visible, if this pivot table field list is not visible, means your cursor is not at pivot table, your cursor is outside of the pivot table. If you placed cursor outside the pivot table, you cannot see the contextual tab on the top. You cannot see the field list on the right. So place the cursor on the pivot. Then both are visible. So analyze and design is visible. On the right hand side, field list is visible. But this field list, knowingly, unknowingly, if we have closed this, that's our regular habit. Whenever a new menu open, immediately we will close it. Correct? We'll never see what is there. First, our hand goes to escape and close it whenever any new menu opens. So please do not close it. If you have closed it, how can I get it back? Right click on the table. There is an option called as show field list. If you click on show field list, you have closed it unknowingly. Okay. Well, I will tell you when we can close it. Sometimes it's required to be closed. We'll see when we can close it. Right? First, let us explore what are all the pivot table fields. What are all the options available in this pivot table? Option number 1. You can see all your column names are displayed. So these are all your column headings. And there is an option available called as filter. What is the usage of the filter? I told you the next level of Excel is Power BI. One option which is available in Excel, which is not available in Power BI, is this filtering. So what is the usage of the filtering? Is creating the multiple reports. Morning, most of the people are asked for consolidation. Consolidation is very vital. Fine. Even sometimes splitting is also very important. For example, I have 100 customers. I want to send a report to all the 100 customers. I have 1,000 employees. I want to send the report to all the 1,000 employees separately. One click, I want to send multiple reports. Then we can use this filtering. We'll see how to handle that filter. So filtering is for splitting your reports. Combining we'll see later. Then column. What is this column? Column can be used for comparing your data. So I want to compare last year, this year, last month, this month. one customer to another customer, one vehicle to another vehicle. I want to compare it. Then we can go for this comparison of your data. Next, row label. What is this row label? Row label is used for creating a report row wise. Of course, we are going to start with row label. Later session, we'll see how to use the other part. Now we are going to start with the row. If you want to create a normal report, normally all the report will be created by row wise. So normal report or row report. So we are going to use this row label. I think most of the people are aware of this sigma values. What is the sigma value? Sigma value is used for summarizing your data. Summarize. Summarize means just finding the sum. It is just used for finding the sum. I want a summary. Will the summary have only the sum function? We may have an average. We may have a count. We may have a maximum. We have a percentage. So summary means all type of aggregated formula. All type of aggregated formula. So for that we can use summarize. Final one more. Deferred layout update. What is this deferred layout update? Suppose I have a huge data. Thousands and thousands, maybe 1,000 is very lesser. Lakhs and millions and billions of rows and columns are available. When I drag and drop, it may take few seconds or few minutes to create a report. It will rotate. It will take some time to create a report. But I want to create a report a little bit faster. So you can make a defer layout and you can create a report faster. So this defer layout is used for creating a report in a faster way. Live preview may not be available, but we can create a report in faster way. We'll see how to use the deferred layout update. So these are all the elements and components available in Pivot. Okay? Clear on this?
So the deferred layout,
Bigger data, huge. I have lakhs and lakhs of rows. When I drag and drop and create a report, it may take some time to create a report. But I want to create a report a little bit faster. So you can make a defer and you can create a report. So it will be a little bit faster. Used for creating a report faster. I will explain how to do that.
what's the thing happening in the background? Is it ignoring some data?
No, it will not ignore it. No, not. So you can drag and drop. It will differ. Just a few minutes differ and it will create a report. I will show you how to do that. You will understand when I am creating the report. Any other? Clear on this? So don't worry. All the features we are going to see one by one. Right. So I'm going to close this. Not closing means I am going to close whatever I typed it. So I'm going to erase this. Now I am going to create a report, or we are going to create a report. What is my expectation is?
Setting button on the top.
Settings. The settings is, for example, this one. Maybe I thought of explaining in the later part. Okay, no problem. So this alignment available. For example, I feel sometimes when I drag and drop, this seems to be very smaller. I want this in a bigger way. I'm not able to see this. I'm finding it difficult to drag and drop. I can rearrange this view. For example, this field list, I want it on the right hand side. This I want it on the left hand side. So go to the gear symbol settings. Field and section in side by side. Now it's styled that one on the top, another on the bottom. I don't like this. I don't have a bigger space on my screen. So I can say this field area like this, left or right. So now the dragging and dropping will be easier. So like this settings you can arrange. Or I want to see only the field names. I want to see only the area names. So like this is the settings of this view. By default, it will be the first one, stacked. Thumb screen, you can see this will be very tiny. So dragging and dropping will be a little bit tougher. In that case, we can go for the second one. So now we will have a space here. So dragging and dropping will be easier. We'll see how to use. As of now, I will go with the default one. Later, we'll see the other part. Stacked. Okay. Any other? So we'll create a report. So what is the report, or what is my expectation is? I want to create zone wise, vehicle type wise. We want the sum of procurement cost, expenses and other things. That has to be summarized for the zone, for the vehicle types. So whichever I'm saying wise, zone wise, vehicle type wise. Drag and drop it to rows. Drag and drop it to rows. Some people I have seen, they are going to the left hand side on the checkbox and just they are making a check. Just they can make a check. Unfortunately, I don't recommend this. The reason is, when I make a check mark, I don't know where it will land. Sometimes this may land into the filter, sometimes it may land into column, sometimes it may land into rows, sometimes it may land into sigma. Better we should understand what are all the options available. Dragging and dropping is the better solution. When we can make a check mark, I will explain. I will explain when we can make a check mark. As of now, dragging, dropping is better. Don't go to the left hand side and make a click. If you go to the left hand side, go to the checkbox and make a click, it automatically lands there. But I don't know where it will land. It may land into rows, columns, somewhere else. So better to drag and drop. So I will go to the zone here and you can see the 4 header with the arrow. 4 header with arrow. This is called as 4 header with arrow. When you are getting this 4 header with the arrow, drag it and drop it to the rows. I'm dragging and I'm dropping into the rows. On the left hand side, it's creating the report. East zone, north zone, south zone, west zone. These are all the zone names. Under zone names, I want vehicle type. So let us drag the vehicle type and drop it to the rows again below the zone. Because under the zone, I want the vehicle type. I'm dragging and dropping here. Yes. Zone wise, under zone wise, vehicle type wise. Then I want the sum of procurement cost. Sum. So if you want to summarize, whichever wise, that should be in rows. Whichever you want to summarize it, that should be in sigma value. So let us drag the procurement cost and drop it to sigma here. Yes. We got the zone wise. We got the vehicle type wise. What is the sum of procurement cost? But here we have one advantage. If you are 100% sure, for example, I'll go to my source data. If you are 100% sure this handling charges is in a number format, if you are 100% sure that this is in a number format, and this is also in a number format, no need for dragging and dropping, we can make a check mark also here. Because if it is a number format, when you make a check mark, it automatically lands into the sigma value. It automatically lands into the sigma value. If the column is in a number format. If the column is a number format, if you want the sum of it, then check mark is okay here. I will make a check mark here. Handling charges, I select it. Yes, handling charges is coming here. Logistic expenses, I select it. Sales price, I select it. Margin, I select it. So we got zone wise, vehicle type wise, sum of procurement cost, sum of handling charges, sum of logistic, sum of sales price, and sum of margin. We'll see how to modify, how to edit, how to change the formulas one by one.
You said only there is a number format.
If there is a number format, you want a sum for it, then you can make it. In number format also, you can do some other grouping and other thing, then you cannot do it. If you want a sum of it, then put. Sorry. Okay. I recommend always better to give some meaningful name for each and every sheets. Otherwise, it may give an accessibility error. Here it's okay. For example, there is a sheet 1. Now, after doing this, now I'll go to the review tab and I check the accessibility. You can see it is giving some problem here. That is default sheet name. There is a problem in the default sheet name. That means you didn't give a meaningful name for the sheet. It is taking the default name of Excel because I have seen people are not naming the sheet. It's better to have a meaningful name for the sheets. Instead of sheet 1, try to give some meaningful name for the sheets. It's always better to have some meaningful name. This is a pivot for region wise margin. So I'll say, maybe I'll give some name as pivot by region, by zone wise. Just I'm giving some meaningful name. Now that accessibility error will go off. Looks good, no issue.
Accessibility assistant, where did you get this? Because it's not
Review, check accessibility. What happened, sir? We did it just now, few minutes before, after the break. You forgot what we did just 10-15 minutes before. What will happen tomorrow? Unfortunately, you are after the training program, you are going to open the file only on Monday, right? Saturday and Sunday will be holiday then. Okay. We'll see how to change the formulas and other part. Whenever you create any table, whenever you create any report, sheet, my recommendation is try to have some meaningful name for it, right? Now I have created the table. This table is fine, perfect. The data wise, perfect. Data is correct, 100% is giving the right result. But the challenge is, I'm not satisfied with the view, means the designing. For an example, some people prefers to have the total on the top. Here I can see it's giving the total on the top, data on the bottom. But some people prefers to have the data on the top and total on the bottom. And you can see the zone name and vehicle type is displaying in the same column. I can understand east is the zone name and these are all the vehicle type. But I want to present this vehicle type in a different column and zone name in a different column for a better understanding. So, place the cursor on the table. As the name itself says, design. Go to the design on the contextual tab. Analyze, design. Go to the design. Under design, the first option, subtotal. I think you can tell me what is the option I am going to select here. Show all subtotal. Bottom of the group. Very good. Now you are getting the subtotal on the bottom of the group. Grand total. For some reasons, I don't want the grand total. At the bottom most, you are getting the grand total. If you don't want the grand total, you can switch off it. But I will tell you when we can switch off it. Now it's better to have it. Maybe the next session we'll see when we can switch off it. Sometimes grand total can be switched off. So now it's better to have it. So don't switch off it. I don't recommend the grand total to be switched off. I always recommend to have your table in a tabular form. Tabular. This is not a tabular. This is compact. What does it mean by compact? The zone name and vehicle type is in the same column. Compact. So it's tougher for me to understand. So let us go to the design. Let us go to the report layout. Show in tabular form. I recommend all your report to be in a tabular form. I recommend this is the best practice to have it in tabular form. So report layout, show in tabular form. Yes. Now I am getting the zone name and the vehicle type in a separate column. Easier for understanding. Okay. And suppose I take a printout of this and I am presenting the report to someone else. Here, okay, I have only 4 vehicle type. This bus belongs to east. This belongs to east. This belongs to east. So I want the east to be repeated. When I take a printout, it's easy to understand. So report layout. Repeat all item label. Yes. The item label will get repeated. East, 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 east. North, 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 south, south, south. So easy to understand that this data belongs to that region, that zone.
We cannot merge the cells.
Yes. Merging is okay, but I don't recommend. But still, if you prefer to merge, so let me remove the repeated items. I remove that. Do not repeat. I don't recommend merging, but since you have asked, I explain it. Right click on that particular table. Anywhere else on the table, right click. Pivot table option. Last but one. From the last to the second one. Pivot table option. Here I can see under this layout and format, merge and center with label. Check this option. Check this option, merge and center with label. Now it will get merged. Okay. But I don't prefer. I don't suggest. If you want, you can do it. That's up to you. Because today morning, the first condition I have written, I don't know whether you noticed it. No merged cells. That's my first thing. No merged cells. I don't recommend, but still, if you want, you can do this. Right click, pivot table option. Now I remove that merging and I make it as I recommend this. Your wish. Report layout, item label. Repeat the item label. After this, all the option, whatever you are going to do after this, it's straightforward, simple. You can try that. For example, blank rows. Insert a blank line. After each zone, east zone, north zone, south zone, you will get a blank. To have a better view, that's all. After east zone, there is a blank. After north, there is a blank. After south, there is a blank. Better to have better view, that's all. If you don't want, remove the blank line. As I told you, it's very simple designing. You can even check it. Row header. All the zone names are bolded. I don't want to be bolded. You can remove the row header. I think better to remove it. Column header. Better to have that. Better to have the column header. Don't remove it. Better to have the column header. I don't recommend to remove the column header. Banded rows. Alternative rows are banded. Better for viewing. When you take a printout, it's easy to understand your data if it is banded. I don't know whether you are aware of it. In olden days, computer sheets are banded. Have you seen that? 10 years before. Dot matrix printer. Dot matrix printer, it will be. Nowadays also, if you go to the government office or LIC or something, they will give you the banded reports, banded sheets. Alternative rows are banded. So easy to view your report if it is banded.
We used to get the second-hand papers for practicing purpose.
No. Still no. Oh, yes, correct. Dot matrix printer. Yes. If you don't want the banded rows, I recommend better to have the banded rows. Banded columns, I don't recommend. If you want, you can do that. Banded alternative columns are banded. Columns, which I don't prefer, but if you want, you can do that. But I remove that banded columns. Better color and format. I don't like this colors and formatting. If you want a better colors and formatting, go to design and pivot table styles. There is a more button. There is a more button on the pivot table styles, quick styles, where we can select some styles and colors and formatting. As per your company, I think you prefer only the gray. Maybe I'll go with the medium second. I think this should be okay. So I have given as per your company colors, gray. Even all the reports you use the gray colors or only for particular things? PowerPoint you use gray, right? Gray. Slides are all gray, white. Excel charts also you use the same thing? No. Excel chart we have multi-colors. But you have seen your PowerPoint.
Standard format, sir. Gray is more dominant, but many colors also we use.
You also give PowerPoint training.
Yes. But here I think it's rarely happening. I don't know when it is happening. I forgot when last happened, even 2 years before. I don't know. Nowadays they are more focusing on the emerging technology like Power BI, Power Automate, and Power App. Nominations are more for it. I don't know, PowerPoint, they are not getting the nomination, I don't know. Recent days, I don't know when I conducted. I forgot when I conducted the poll.
If I want to check count, I have to select one by one count or?
We'll see, sir. Count, I will explain. But for GETs, we had a PowerPoint training, right? For them, I think the PowerPoint training is... That's the last session I handled, I believe so. Recent days, I didn't handle any PowerPoint.
Actually, the management is thinking to remove this PowerPoint presentation. From Germany, they are thinking like it. But from India, it remains same.
Why?
For a small thing.
Why? PowerPoint you have to learn by yourself.
No. The column actually the reports now we
Uh,
prefer in Word document.
Germany, I think slowly they have moved to.
Word is okay, but when you present before someone you have to present, then how do you present it in word?
Power BI is there, na, sir.
Power BI is okay.
Power BI is
Power BI is okay. If you are presenting in Power BI, then it's good.
layout is little different than we are aware.
That's what it called. You can change it, no settings. This is because of your screen resolution. You want to reduce this? After that, you will change it. Main, I want to see the window. Why should you call it? Right? As you know, this will change globally, not only in the Excel, to the entire. After doing Excel, pivot it back. Okay, right. Before changing the formulas and functions, now, could you tell me why East region is coming on the top? It's based on my source data. In my source data, East is not on the top. South, North, West, East. It's not in a proper order in my source data. But here, East is coming on the first here. What's the reason behind it? Alphabetically. It is sorted in an alphabetical order. But assume just an example. I want the south zone should come on the top here. 3 methods to do this. Method number 1, mouse. One is you can use the mouse, but be careful on using this mouse. If you are 100% confident, if you are well versed in mouse, go for it. Or else, as the name itself says, we don't know where it will run and how it will run. It may throw an error. If you are throwing an error, unfortunately, you cannot undo also. So please be careful. Unfortunately, you cannot undo it. Careful on using this. If you are confident, then go for it. If you are not confident, I will tell you the second and third method. First method, go to the south region, border of this cell of south region. There is a 4 header with arrow mark. When you are getting the 4 header with arrow mark, if you are getting the 4 header with arrow mark, then drag it and drop this before the east region. Drag and drop. You can see a green color line is penetrating. That is the position where we can place it. I want to place it before east. Suppose I want to place it before north, you can put it here. Or before east, you can put it here. This is method number 1. Be careful. If you have made a error, then there is a problem. If you are dragging perfectly, no problem, you can undo it. But if you are making an error, you cannot undo it. Now the south has gone to the top. This is method number 1. I can undo it because I didn't make any mistake. Method number 2. I want the south should come on the first here. I want not the east. I want the south should come first here. Just go here. Spelling, correct spelling. S-O-U-T-H. Type south. Enter. That's all. South will come to the top. Straight away. Very simple. Just go there and type it, sir. Just go to the first cell. Here I want south. S-O-U-T-H. With the correct spelling. Type it and enter it. South region will come to the top. That's very simple.
So only spelling is needed to be correct.
Spelling. Case sensitive also sometimes. Better. Spelling 100% mandatory. Spelling also better to do it. Otherwise it will take, you are renaming that column. Better to have the same spelling. Same case.
So, but the values are not changing.
It is changing. It has changed.
So now in place of east, if I want north, I can go there and I can.
Second method. Third method I will. Okay. Third method. Method number 3. If you are not okay with the typing, if you are not okay with the dragging, method number 3. I want the north region should come before the east region. Very simple. Just go to the north region, right click on it, go to the north region, right click on this. There is an option available called as move. Beginning means starting, up one step upwards, down one step downwards, end means the last. You decide. Suppose I want to move one step up, that is before east, I want the north. So just move up, north. Yes, north comes to the top. So third method, right click and move. First method, drag and drop. Second method, typing. Third method, right clicking. Whichever is convenient, your wish. But out of the three methods, two methods will work if you want to do the same thing with your columns. This is okay, zone vehicle type. Whichever we have used it under the rows, so we can very easily drag and drop, change the headings or right click. But this one I want to interchange, whatever we did it in Sigma. For example, I want the handling charges should come first, procurement cost should come to the last, or I want the profit margin should come to the first place. So what we do is the first method, which we know already, dragging and dropping. Just drag this handling charges, go to the border, arrow with the four header with arrow, drag and drop it here. Method 1, handling charges will come to the first position. Or the second position is, go there and change the title. So instead of the procurement cost, assume that I want the margin should come on the first. So instead of the sum of procurement cost, I will make it as sum of margin. Second method. So the margin will come to the first here. But unfortunately, third method you cannot do it here. Third method may not work. I make a right click and I want to move. That's not possible. So only two methods, first two methods are possible if that is in values area. If it is in rows, three methods. Dragging, dropping, changing the title, or right click. Okay.
Changing the location of this column, we have to put the exact words. What is
Correct.
the
Spelling. Or go here. Copy paste. Yeah, we are living with copy paste. You can do that. Two. One is the method is dragging, dropping. Just go here to the border, drag it and drop it here. That's one. Or go here and change the title. In the sum of handling, suppose I want sum of sales price here means change it to sum of, type it as sale price. Exact spelling. Now sale price will come. Second method. Third method you cannot do it. Right click and moving. That is not possible in this way. Column wise or sigma values. Next we will see how to change the formulas, functions, how to create our own formulas and functions. Any challenges? Sir? Got it. Please don't hesitate. Basic silly doubts. I can repeat it any number of times. Now I want to change my formula. I want to create a new formula. Let us see how to do that. Because cell, this is not a cell. This is a table, sir. You cannot do it. You have to go to the formula bar and you have to do it. Even the formula also in Excel, you have to go to the formula bar and do it. Cell means it is not a cell. Actually, this is an entire column. The column, you cannot do that. Copy the formula bar and do it. Right. Now, instead of the sum of margin, I don't want the sum of margin. I want the count. In South region, the first vehicle type, what is the count? How many how many invoices we have made? I want to know the count of the values. It's very simple. Just go here, make a right click on this, make a right click on this. A menu will appear. Under the menu, summarize value by. Summarize value by. sum, count, average. Maybe I don't know whether you are getting this distinct count. Distinct count would have been graded out. I will tell you what is the distinct count, how to get the distinct count. Maybe tomorrow we'll see that. Now I want the count. There is a difference between count and distinct count. We'll explore it. Now I want the count here. I want the count. So count of how many invoices we have made, how many bills we have made. Right click, summarize value by count. Yes, it has turned into count. The first zone, first vehicle type is 14. First zone, second vehicle type is 12. So we have the count of margins. Count. But right click, summarize value by, we have converted the sum into count, okay. But I want the sum also. Here we are getting the count. Next column, I want the sum here. Count as well as the sum, both. So what we do? Drag that margin, sales margin or profit margin, drag the margin again and drop it to the sigma. Drag the margin again and drop it to the sigma wherever you want. Maybe at the middle, maybe at the last, maybe at the starting. Your wish. So let me do that. Drag the margin and drop it to the sigma. I am putting it the very last next to the count, below the count of margins. Or you can put it in somewhere else in the middle. The letter also you can move it. You know how to move that. I am moving it here. Yes. We got the count. We got the sum. Okay. Both are there. We'll see how to create our own formula also. Let us do it again.
It is only possible only if already dragged and dropped different format. If it is already in sum of margin, we can't drop another margin.
But you will get one more sum of margin too. You can do it. I'll drag it here.
The repetition also.
2, 3, 4, it will go on. Now you can change it. Suppose I don't want the sum here, I want an average. Right click. Summarize value by average. Change it later, drag it, or drag it, change it. Both are same. 6 plus 4, 4 plus 6.
In values it is possible, but in rows and columns it is.
Rows and columns, you cannot do the same thing. So we got the average also here. So first we dragged and changed, or change and drag it. Both are same. As he has indicated, both are same. You can drag it and change it, or change and later drag it also. It's your wish. Could you tell me here? I can see average is 4.42, 422.5, 487.58, 333. There are 1 decimal, there are 5 decimals, there are 6 decimals. I want the decimal places should be unique. I want only 2 decimal places after the average. I want only the 2 decimal places. How can I do that? Yes, how to do that? Select it then. Go into Home tab.
Down general, near to general.
General, this one. You can click on the general, or you can go to number. Go to number and you can change it here. Correct? That's one method. Another method, format cells. Control 1. Control 1 is the shortcut key for going to format cells. Straight away press Control 1 and you can see the format cells. You can change it. Or shortcut keys. Please note down this. 6 shortcut keys. Control Shift 1. Shortcut key for number with 2 decimals. I want a number with 2 decimals. Control Shift 1. As I told, let me select this average column. Control Shift down arrow. I'm selecting the average column. Just to press Control Shift 1. Yes. I got only 2 decimals here. Number with 2 unique decimal points. Unique. Instead of having a different decimals. One is having 2, one is having 3. I want unique decimal points. Control Shift 1. That's a shortcut key for. This is not only in pivot. You can do it in normal table also. Normal table also. Any normal table also you can do this. Then Control Shift 2. Time format. Unfortunately, we don't have any time here. So, but this is a shortcut key for time format. Control Shift 3. Date format. Date. So Control Shift 3 is date format. I think 4 and 5 you would have guessed it. 4 is above 4. What do you have above 4 is? Above 4 on your keyboard. What is there above 4 on your keyboard? Dollar. Dollar represents currency. For example, I want the sum of margin should be in a currency format. Currency symbol, comma separators. Select this sum of this margin. I'm selecting this. Control Shift 4. Yes. We got the currency format. With the comma separators with the currency symbol also. Control Shift 4. I hope you are all getting Indian currency format or US dollar. If you want a dollar or US or euro, some other format also, you can change it. Control Shift 4 first. Then press Control 1. Then Control 1 and change the symbols here. Euro, dollar, Bitcoin also available. You change anything. Control Shift 4. Right.
Sir, after Control Shift 4, how to go?
Control 1. Format cells. If you want to change the currency symbols. Instead of Indian currency format, you want the dollar, euro, some other, you can change it here. Hope all should be getting Indian currency format. Okay. I think 4, you guessed it right. 5 also, I think you would have guessed it. Control Shift 5 is for percentage. As of now, there is no percentage. Maybe later session we'll use that. Percentage.
So when I tried with the Control Shift 4,
Hmm.
cursor is changed with the blue dot.
Maybe your system, are you using any other application, drawing application? Drawing application means that would have been replaced. So you have installed that Zoom it only once.
No, sir. I don't use it. This one is the the next one.
change this control shift and one.
Number format with two decimals. So you're getting number with two decimals.
Now I have to go back to this.
Now if I want to change the symbols for speed,
Control 1.
only control one.
Control 1. Symbol, list of symbols will be there. Change it. Symbol. Whatever symbol you want. It will change only the symbols. Correct.
Not the value.
Exchange value will be different. So that will not change. It will change only the symbol. Now, this part, for example, if I selected some cells, currency and other part is okay. For example, if I select this count of margin and I pressed Control Shift 1, I am getting two decimal points. 14.00, 15, 12.00 and other things. So I want to remove the decimal places. I want only 14, 12. I want to remove the decimal places. On your keyboard, below the escape key, above the tab key, left hand side of 1. That's all I can say. I said everything. Everything I said. Escape, below, above the tab, left hand side of 1. Why I am saying everything is, most of the time we are not using that key. Like a wave symbol, tilde or tilde. But be careful on using this. You have to press Control Shift. Control Shift. Select this and press Control Shift tilde or tilde. Name of that is tilde or tilde. Control Shift tilde or tilde. So this will be a number format without decimals, without decimal points. But there is a small thing here. Without decimal, if it is a 0, what I mean is, if there is a 0 in the decimals, if there is a 0 in the decimals, as I indicated in the count of margin, I pressed Control Shift 1, 14.00, 12.00, 11.00. Here I want to remove that 0, Control Shift tilde will work. But in the average, I have 422.50, 487.50. We have some value after the decimal places. Here, if I press Control Shift tilde, it will not work. It will not remove the decimal places. So this Control Shift tilde will remove the decimal places if you have a 0 value in the decimals. If there is a 0, then we can do it. Otherwise, we cannot use this shortcut key. Control Shift tilde. Not Control tilde, Control Shift tilde. So please do remember the 6 shortcut keys, which will be very useful. Okay. This 6 shortcut keys, you can use it not only in this pivot, you can use it in your normal table also. For example, if I go to the exercise number 01, here I want to convert all the procurement cost into a currency symbol. Control Shift 4. Yes. So this will work everywhere, not only in pivot. Okay. So we have seen how to give a formula, how to change the sum into count, count into average, and once again sum also. Let us change the column name, or I don't want this, assume I don't want the sum. Let us remove it. Control Shift 1 or tilde. Instead of the sum, assume I want to find out the percentage. I want to find out the percentage. That means out of 100%, zone, south zone, what is the percentage of south zone, what is the percentage of north, what is the percentage of east, which zone has more percentage of the profit margin. So I want to calculate it in percentage format. Very simple. Go to the sum of profit margin. You can calculate the percentage based on the sum. You cannot calculate the percentage based on the average or count. Based on the sum only you can calculate the percentage. Normal arithmetical mathematical concept. Right click on sum of margin. There is an option called as show value as. Show value as. There are so many options available. All are very, very, very important here. For analyzing, for reporting, all the options are very important. Today at least we'll see 5 or 6 options under this. At least 5. All are very important here. So let us go to the second one. Percentage of grand total. Percentage of grand total. Yes. Out of overall grand total, in south region we have 27 percentage. In north we have 24. East we have 26. West we have 21. Out of 100 percentage, this is the contribution for each zone wise. Unfortunately, your name will not get changed. Title. Name means title. When I change the sum into count, heading has changed. When I change the sum into average, heading has changed. When I convert the sum into percentage, unfortunately, heading is not changing. You have to change it manually, no other go. So go to the top here, heading, and type and change it. Percentage. Okay. Yes. Tell me, I want the sum again. How can I get a sum again?
Right click.
No, I want sum again, not here. Sum also. Drag the margin and drop it to values. Yes. So we got the count, we got the average, we got the percentage, we got the sum. One more we'll see. Then we'll see how to create our own formulas also. Our own formulas. Right. Now, how this percentage is calculated is based on the overall. Suppose your company, overall company percentage, based on that I am calculating each zone wise what is the percentage. But suppose a person from the south, head of the south region, south zone, he wants to know under the south region, each vehicle what is the percentage? Not overall percentage. Overall out of 100, south zone is 27. Out of the 27, this is 5, this is 5, this is 7, this is 8. Put together it's 27, that's okay. But I want to know, in south zone, which vehicle type has more percent? Under the south zone. Same like for north zone. Same like for east zone. Same like for west zone. So, right click on the sum of margin again. Right click on it. Show value as. Go to show value as. Under show value as, percentage of parent total. Go to show value as percentage of parent total. Right click. Show value as percentage of parent total. Right click. Show value as percentage of parent. There are parent row total, column total. Don't do it. Percentage of parent total. Click on this. It's asking, do you want to know the percentage of parent total based on zone wise? Yes. I want it based on zone wise. Okay. Yes. If south is 100, what is the percentage of each vehicle type? If north is 100, what is the percentage of each vehicle type? So distribution. So two types of percentages. Overall percentages, zone wise percentages. Once again, the heading will not get changed. You have to change the heading. Maybe percentage of zone. Okay, we'll see next how to create our own formula.
Column prior to this,
For this, what we did is right click, show value as, we selected this one, percentage of grand total, overall. But for this, right click, show value as percentage of parent total. So consider this as the parent and this is the child of it.
So we want both the columns, like parent, grand also and parent also,
Both are done.
and total also. So
Total means once again drag the margin and bring it here. So we have percentage by zone, we have sum of margin. Like this, any number of times drag and drop and change your formulas. So you can see for one column I have count, I have average, I have percentage of zone, I have sum of margin. 5. For one column we got 5 formulas. We'll see how to create our own formulas also. Okay. Right now, let us see how to create a formula in pivot without literally writing a formula. So from now, I recommend don't write formulas and functions in Excel. Either do it in pivot or do it in Power Query. Arithmetical, do it in pivot. Arithmetical calculation, adding, multiplying, dividing, try to do it in pivot. Other kinds of formulas like lookup, like if, we can do it in Power Query. So for an example, let us take this margin. From the margin, I want to calculate what is my tax. Out of this profit margin, 18% is my tax. Or I want to calculate what is my discount percentage, incentive percentage. Like this, I want to calculate something here. Based on the margin, I want to calculate some formula. What we do normally, or what people will do normally, is they will create an extra column here equal to that margin into something. Or I want to add procurement cost and handling charges. I want to add and I want to create one more extra column. So you will create a column in my source table, which I don't recommend. Why I don't recommend is this table is smaller table. Okay, we have only 200 rows. But assume I have a very big table where I have 2 lakh rows. So if I create one extra column here, it will increase your model, your file size, decreases your system speed. Instead, virtually I am going to create a column without disturbing my data. My data will not get disturbed, but I want the output here. My data should not get disturbed. I want output. For example, let us take something like incentive. I want to calculate some incentive, or I want to calculate some discount. I want to calculate some tax. Anything, your wish. So let us create a formula for that. How do we create a formula? Inside a pivot, not inside the source, inside a pivot. Place the cursor on the pivot. Place the cursor on the pivot. Analyze. Today we will see how to create a formula in pivot. Tomorrow we are going to see how to create a formula in Power Query. Analyze. Field items and sets. Analyze. Field items and sets. Calculated field. Analyze. Field items and sets. Calculated field. I recommend to do this. All the arithmetical, mathematical calculation, please do it in pivot. Don't create extra formula in Excel. So, or else the second method is the shortcut key. Since it's a very important feature, they are given a shortcut key. Control Shift plus. Control Shift plus is the shortcut key for this calculated field in pivot table. So go to pivot table, analyze, field items and sets, calculated field, or control shift plus, whichever is easier. So let us use this control shift plus. Yes. It opens a dialog box. And what could be the name of the field? For example, let us say the name of the field is something like tax value. So let us say tax. I want to calculate what is my tax value. Tax value. What is the formula? For example, let us say the tax is 18% into multiply with what? From now, from today, forget the cell numbers from here, Power Query or anywhere else. From now, it's not going to be the cell number. It's going to be your column names. Column names. So what's the column name? Which column I want to multiply? 18%. Based on which column I want 18%? It's based on the margin. If you know the spelling, type it M-A-R-G-I-N. You can type it. But instead of typing, just double click on that so that it appears automatically on the top. Or you can type it also, your wish. I double click on this. Yes, it comes to the top. So 18% into my profit margin. That's it. Add and OK. Just click on add and say OK. First add it and say OK here. Add and OK. Yes. You can see at the last, there is a column created called as sum of tax value, which is showing what is the sum of tax value here without disturbing your source data. Your source data is not get disturbed. There is no column called as tax value, but still we got the output here. I repeat the process again. Go to analyze field items and sets, calculated field, or use the shortcut key Control Shift plus and give the formula name. I think already I have given tax value, so let me give some other name. Just I'll put something like tax. Or you can add one more column also, any column. And remove the 0 and 18% into what? Which column? That column is available on the list here. If you know the spelling, type it. If you don't know, double click. Add and OK. But I'm not going to add because since I already added it, I'm not adding it now. But can I modify it? For example, I have added a column called as sum of tax value. I want to modify it. My tax has been revised. Or I don't want the column, I want to delete it. Same method, how you created, same method. Field items and sets, calculated field, or use the shortcut key Control Shift plus. And there is an arrow mark appearing here. You can see there is an arrow mark appearing here. On the field item sets, there is an arrow mark. Click on the arrow, your column name, your formula name is displayed. Click it. You can see the formula is displayed here. You want to modify, you can modify. If you don't want, you can delete it also. This is how you can create your own formulas and functions in Pivot without disturbing your source table. Okay. Right. Another 2 or 3 minutes. So pivot or pivot has so many advantages, but it has one limitation. The limitation is you cannot change the data inside a pivot. If you want to change the data, could you tell me where can I change it? Source table. In South, vehicle type is bus. The handling charges is 7095. Let me go to my source table. I don't know where is my data. Could you tell me how can I apply the filter for my table? Control Shift L. Very good. Go to data, control, go to filter, or what he said is correct. Place the cursor on the table. Control Shift L is the shortcut key. And let me filter the zone name. The zone name is South. And vehicle type. Vehicle type is bus. So I'm filtering it. Control Shift L. I filtered the zone name South. I filtered the vehicle type as bus. Now let me check what is that first one is. Handling charges is 7095. So let me select the handling charges. Select the handling charges and I select and I check the total 7095. Perfectly correct. Now suppose I'm going to change here. Handling charges, it's not 790. Assume that it's something like 900. I'm changing the handling charges here. I modified some value and I go to pivot and we are checking whether it is updated. Unfortunately, it's not updated. So what has to be done? Refresh. How can I refresh it? Right click, refresh. But tomorrow we are going to see even this refresh is not required. Scheduling the refresh. Every 1 hour it can be refreshed automatically. We'll see that. So now right click and refresh or use the shortcut key Alt F5. Alt F5 is the shortcut key for refreshing. Right click and refresh it, or use the shortcut key Alt F5 for refreshing.
Refresh from data. Refresh.
Yeah, data refresh also. Data refresh. Pivot table analyze, refresh. Pivot table analyze also you can see refresh. Data also you can see refresh. Right click refresh. Alt F5 refresh. But if I forgot to refresh, assume I may not remember, I may forget to refresh. Even if I forget to refresh also, I want pivot table to be refreshed automatically. Right click, pivot table option. Right click, pivot table option. Data. Refresh data when opening the file. If I check this option, your pivot table will get refreshed automatically. Even if you forget to refresh also, pivot table will get refreshed whenever you open the file. Not immediately, whenever you open the file. Okay. Right click on the pivot table option, data. Okay. This also you can make it as dynamic for all the tables. We'll see that. But before that, can you tell me, I go to the original table, source table. I already filtered it. How do we clear the filter? Clear the filter? Two things. One is clearing, another one is removing. Control Shift L will remove the filter, but clear the filter. What is the difference between removing? Removing means the filter will go off. But I don't want the filter to go. I want filter should be there. But I want the data back again. So use the shortcut key. I recommend this. Don't use every time Control Shift L. Alt AC is the best method to clear the filter. Control Shift L will slow down your system speed. Every time you have to press Control Shift L and again Control Shift L, Alt AC. But before using Alt AC, your filter has to be applied. You should have filtered some data. Otherwise, the Alt AC may not work. I have filtered something here, south and vehicle type. Now I will press Alt AC. We got the data back. This is what I said. These are all very basics. These are all very basics of Excel.
For you.
Okay. Still we have not completed this exercise. We have furthermore from the morning we have just started only one exercise. Before today evening we have to complete all the four. Dashboard, aging analysis, grouping, slicers, timeline, splitting. We have to see so many. We have to complete all the four. If possible, we have to start Power Query today itself, if possible. It means we should not rush up and finish all the concept. You have to understand, we will go slowly, no problem. If you understand only, we can learn, go to the next concept. So with this, we'll save the file. I think we'll go for a lunch break.
Control AC.
Alt AC. First you have to filter it, then press Alt AC, not Control AC. Okay. I'm stopping the video record.